Welcome everybody to the client spotlight, man. We've been crushing it this year with all these new clients coming in, new students coming in, and absolutely taking the affiliate marketing game by storm. We have a special guest on the show today. Super excited to have him on. After investing tons and tons of money into other companies and just really no success whatsoever, he found his start pretty much inside Passive Income Blueprints. And I just want to give a huge shout out to our student, Wilson. Now he's absolutely crushing it, and he came in swinging for the fences. He stays consistent. He helps out as much as he possibly can, and he actually is bettering other people's lives on top of his. So I don't want to spoil it all for everyone. I want to make sure everyone has the opportunity to go ahead and engage with Jeremy. So if you're on the live, go ahead and hashtag live. If you're on the replay, hashtag replay. If you do, be so kind. And if you guys go to StreamYard.com/Facebook. I will be able to see your comments inside of the chat here. So without further ado, let's go ahead and bring on Jeremy, Mr. AKA Wilson is his name. So it's going to go ahead and see him in a second.
Whoa, what's up, brother?
What's up, Jeremy, or Mr. Wilson? How are you doing today?
Pretty good, brother. How about yourself?
Man, can't complain. Pretty easy day today. Had a team meeting. Then right after this, I'm actually going to go drive about 5 hours to Helena, Montana to go visit my son. So it's going to be a good weekend. Check him out and see how it goes. How's everything with you?
Oh man, it's fantastic, brother. I'm feeling that momentum in my business, and I'm starting to see the upside to that downside swing, so I'm super excited, and it's starting to become more and more clear, as far as what my vision is for the online business, and also more and more clear as to what my actual income results are going to be. So I'm thrilled, man.
Love it, brother. It's great to have you on. You won Student of the Month, pretty much is what it was this past month. And, all the things that you do throughout the day, getting on calls with people, answering questions. It's truly what Passive Income Blueprints teaches. Not just, hey, click on my link and not answer anybody back, but actually building something that's long-term and sustainable, which is freaking amazing. So, real quick, just give a brief description of who you are and your little origin story, like where you come from, and kind of we'll just go from there, man.
Okay, well, I'm kind of like your average everyday guy. My name is Jeremy Wilson. I do go by my last name. Most of my friends call me Wilson, because of the Tom Hanks movie Castaway. So yeah, you're welcome to, if you see me on the streets, folks, or on video, just feel free to be like, Wilson. I'm okay with that. I love it. So yeah, no, I'm originally from Missouri. I'm currently residing in North Carolina. I wouldn't say residing. I do the travel life full time with my wife right now, and so we're doing the RV life. We've been doing that for a little over a year and a half, and loving it. We are hoping to upgrade our RV soon, get a little bit more space, but it's been humbling, and it's been what would you say? Experiential. And also it's helped us learn to live with less, which I think is important in these days. And it's just helped us be better people all the way around. Met a lot of good people along the ways too.
Absolutely. So you're in North Carolina now. You guys are there on contract with your wife's work, and you pretty much just started your online business, and you're like, you know what, I'm going to do this from home. I'm tired of doing what I was doing before. And you ended up in North Carolina. How long have you been in North Carolina for total?
Ooh, man, I think it's been almost a year now. Well, between here and South Carolina.
Nice. Yeah. So you have a bird's eye view of a lake. You kind of live in the life of, I honestly wanted to travel around the United States and do masterminds or something in the future, but you're living it right now. So you get to live in an RV, which is super exciting. And you already have your home back in Michigan that you still currently have. So you're just on the road, just plugging away, supporting the wife. I love it, man. Absolutely love it. So, yeah. So I'm just curious.
You might be more supporting me right now. I don't know.
Right. Well, yeah,
we're on our way.
Yeah, she's definitely supporting you, and it's a good thing. What did you do in the past? Like, what kind of work did you do before?
Well, I've got a big construction management background, and also industrial sales background. So prior to this, I was a construction superintendent. I had my own company prior to that, but just had to make some changes and went back to the corporate world, and I really enjoyed the job itself, but I did not enjoy working, 50, 60, 70 hours a week. And then also on top of that, being flown all over the country,
Mhm.
it's barely having any time off. And when I did, I just wanted to sleep, because I was just wore out. And matter of fact, that's kind of how this RV life started. She wanted to start traveling, and so we got the RV, and we tried to find, jobs for her that were close to my projects. But what we
Mhm.
found was that as soon as we would get her all settled in somewhere close to me or within a 3 or 4 hour drive, then they would ship me off to the other side of the country. So that really put us in a pickle, and it was a little scary for her and myself because when you're traveling, you're in a new place and around people you've never met before, and you don't know what the area is like, So
Mhm.
yeah, and she was just seeing that I was completely worn out. And one day I flew home for like half a day, and she was like, you gotta quit this. She's like, it's killing you inside and out, emotionally, spiritually, physically, mentally. And I just told her, I said, it's great money. It was really good money. So money wasn't a factor. It was just the fact of realizing that it was killing me and that I needed to start something else or do something else.
Mhm.
So I finally took that stand in my life where I was like, I want to do something that I enjoy. I want to do something based on my passions, not just because it pays well.
Gotcha.
And so that's when I told her, I said, if I leave this job, I'm starting an online business, and I'm not going to quit until it's made us enough to retire us. So
Love it. Well, you're well on your way, my friend, for sure. So
thank you,
at
bro.
the end of the day, kind of like walk us through like what you've already been through already. What have you tried in the past that has not worked? Any, other companies. You don't have to bring up the name specifically, but you can even talk about the value you receive from those companies. But where did you get your start?
Okay, well, so back when I still had my construction company, I was looking for ways to supplement my income, just because running a crew and construction companies have high overhead, so it's a tough business. I mean, when you're the owner,
Mhm.
all you people out there that think these construction owners don't work, you're fooled because yeah, it's like a 6 or 7 day a week job, and always something to do, phone calls in the middle of the night, all kinds of stuff. Um, and so I initially had the interest back in like 2015 to start an online business, and I was interested in affiliate marketing because I was so busy with my construction company. I was trying to
Mhm.
think of a way to be able to sell products but not have to mess with the deliverables or the shipping and warehousing a bunch
Gotcha.
of stuff. And so I started back then in a program, and I did learn quite a bit back then. Of course, stuff's changed a lot since
Mhm.
then. And then I've taken a few courses in between now and then. But then most recently, when I left the construction superintendent job, that was last year, 2000 January. Well, a little bit prior to last year, but I started the online business in January 2023.
Mhm.
And that's when I started gung ho, full blast, full on. And I bought into another program and bought their coaching and everything like that. And, went for like 9 or 10 months, just full steam ahead. And I realized a few sales and I learned met a lot of great people in there, but it was just missing something. And one of that main thing was like finding a win, finding
Mhm.
and a fast win wasn't even close to the definition. So
Yeah.
so that caused me to want to go out and like start searching again, you know, and I was really upset. And a lot of people quit at that point because of all the money I'd invested. I think at that point I had invested over 65 to 75, somewhere in there, thousand just last year alone, about
Mhm.
130 overall since 2015. And I was a little bit aggravated, but went out searching for something. I didn't know what I was searching for, but I just knew there was a little piece or something that was missing. And then I ran across one of your videos, and on Facebook, I believe it was.
Mhm.
I don't even think it was an ad. I think it was a regular post. Not sure how that happened, but Anyway, and I just like, man, I can really relate to this guy, especially because, you know, you've got a construction background, and none of us are perfect. I've had my flaws and bounced back too. And so it just, your story really resonated with me. And then, of course, I joined your 5-day business builder challenge, and you had a call with me that where you really tried to get to know me and what my goals were for my online business. And that was impressive. And then on the 5th day of that challenge, I was just like, okay, I could clearly see now that you had those missing components that I needed in my business. And so that was December 2023, right before Christmas. And I took a week or two off, go visit my mother in Oklahoma, and spent some time with her. And then came back first part of January and immediately started implementing your courses and your lessons and getting active on all your calls. I mean, I was like on every stinking call, you know, like I treated it like it was a business. I mean, a job, you know, and like, I was like, I'm not going to miss any of this stuff. And within my first 30 days, I realized won my first high ticket sale. And then 30 days after that, I won my second high ticket sale. So within 60 days, I had 2 high ticket sales, which blows away what I had previously.
It's amazing. So what do you think you were doing before that wasn't working that you're currently doing now?
Well, I think I think some of it was just like there's just too much. Some of these courses are just too packed full of, you know, a lot of fluff in a sense. I mean, there's a lot of necessary steps, but there's also a lot of necessary things you got to do in business, right? But I think when you first start out, like getting down to the nitty gritty, cutting out all the fluff, and really doing the money making activities first, you know, well, I mean, get your setup going on, but I mean, get in there and realize a win, because people need that, you know. I mean, especially if you're going to try to teach many people, you got to have those fast wins, so that they can have that mindset shift, because not everybody has that mindset of a business owner. And so what was your question again? I'm sorry.
So what do you think you were doing before that wasn't working that you're doing now that is working?
Okay. Thank you for straightening me out.
No worries.
No, what I was doing before was like just consistent lessons and, you know, group coaching sessions that you know, I mean, just weren't really like honed in and specific to my particular needs, my individual needs, I guess you would say. Great coaching calls and everything, but it just short, you know, because you got several people on the calls. And so doing those, and like I said, being stuck in those courses, being stuck in the setup, being stuck in Facebook ads, and you know, the whole Facebook. Oh, and I did have a hacker incident there too that completely shut me down. They got into my ads account and spent several thousand of my money, and so it's quite a story, man. I need to write a book, really. So that's kind of what I was doing before, is just kind of spinning my wheels. You know, there's a lot of the, you know, when you buy these courses, a lot of them spend a lot of time on mindset, and then spend a lot of time on setup, and then spend a lot of time on, you know, your social media strategies or whatever, but not really getting in and talking about some key elements that can really help you start making some wins right away. And those 2 key elements that I realized when coming to you was, you know, using your content not as a, you know, like, hey, just throw your link out there and make sales, but using it to attract people, you know, so that you can start a conversation with them. So content for attraction, and then conversations for, you know, the next step. That then conversations actually has been the biggest winner for me.
For sure. So you were basically just doing the lead content and then going right to conversion. So you make the ad or the post, and then it would send straight to a checkout page or buy your product. But what you were missing was having the conversations and building the relationships. Is that what I'm hearing?
Right.
So
Exactly. So now I invite everybody, you know, anybody that has shown interest, you know, through my content or you know, anywhere, even if it's face to face, I'll always invite them to a 1-to-1 phone call first, or a Zoom call, similar to this, where I will, ask them a series of questions, and really try to find what it is that they're either what their desire is that they're trying to get online, or what their pain points are, or both. And then trying to realize if they're a good fit for myself and for the PIB program. And if they're not, obviously, then I'll try to help them find something that is, that better suits them. But if they are, then I'll move them to the next step, which is inviting them to your 5-day business builder challenge.
Gotcha.
And then
So
you guys
that's kind of been your, oh, for sure. So that's kind of like your biggest turnaround, is just actually caring about people. So people before profits, which you probably already thought that before, but I guess it was shown to you in a way that you could wrap your mind around how important it truly was. Because I know from when I first started out, I was just lead content, buy my stuff, lead content, buy my stuff, and I wasn't making nothing. And then my mentor, he sat me down and said, here's what we need to do. And we need to have more conversations and build relationships. And as soon as I did that, $20,000 in my bank account within 30 days was just freaking amazing. And it can definitely happen for a lot of people. Now, all results are not typical. Just like Jeremy's results were not typical, jumping into a program and within the first month or two having, several high ticket sales, it's just the works that he's put in for sure. So what is your defined marketing statement?
So my defined marketing statement is that I help construction workers. So sorry, you cut me off guard on that one.
No
I help
worries.
construction workers build a business online, find extra income online, or learn how to make extra income online without having to spend 50, 60, 70 hours a week to do so, by simply implementing some proven step-by-step systems
For sure.
and strategies.
So it would be really easy for Aunt Betty, that's 70 years old, at the dinner table. She said, "What are you doing now, Mr. Wilson?" And you broke it down to her. You could break it down to her on a simpler term so she understands. So you target blue collar workers that don't want to put in extra overtime to make more, to make more money and want to spend more time with their friends and family. And it's by using a simple automated system. So, what are your biggest goals when it comes to building your dream lifestyle?
Well, honestly, mine are, I would say, simpler than some of the people you see in the online world. I don't need the Lamborghinis. I don't need the mansions. And I don't need to be living in the penthouse in LA or anything like that. So, what my dreams are is to really, like it really, what you said a minute ago, the people before profits. My goal is to truly help people, like, just because there's such a need out there. I mean, people are what would you say, just desperate for a solution, because the cost of living keeps going up. Sure, jobs have started paying a little bit more since COVID and everything, but they're still not paying enough to match what the cost of living is. And they're in debt up over their eyeballs. It's costing them their marriages. It's costing them their relationships with their family, their kids, some of their friends. And I've just worked with so many people in different jobs that are just, they're miserable. They're just absolutely miserable. And I got to say, even though I had a high salary in my construction superintendent job, and I really, really liked that salary, it was some of the best money I ever made in my life. I made more there even with my own construction company. But since leaving there, and just having that freedom of not having to, listen to a disgruntled boss, or not having to go, being in a supervisor position, of course I had to go in a couple hours early, leave a couple hours late, and always having the phone on call. So I'm getting calls even after I'm working, and so they're just miserable, because companies, they say that they're trying to have this like work-life balance and everything, but there's not very many that do, that I've ever experienced.
Mm-hmm.
And they're miserable. And so I want to help people, like, dissolve that misery in a sense, and help show them that there is a better way that will free them up to where that they can go travel full time if they want, or when they have a family member that's sick, they can just go and not worry about getting a time off approved or something like that, and they can actually spend their holidays with their families and such, instead of on
For
a job
sure.
site.
So you just basically want to help anybody that wants to help themselves at the end of the day, that wants more time freedom. And I know your message gets across to a lot of individuals, especially in the other programs you've been in. If you had one thing to say to the individuals that are watching, because we had Christina Wilson say hello to you. We had
That's my
Philip
wife.
Hart say hello to you. Oh, what's up, Mrs. Wilson? Um, so yeah, what would you say to them? Like, what do you think their missing link is possibly?
To folks that are in jobs still?
Well, not in job still, but all the individuals, because you come from a lot of different courses, different programs, you spend a lot of
Oh,
money. And I know the people that you were associating with before were going through the same struggle, their pensions going out the window, all these different things going out the window, and with no result. So if there's one thing that you could tell those folks that are watching right now on your live, what would be one thing, one key, like a gold nugget you can give them to help them maybe have more success?
well, for one, I mean, a big factor for me was the fact that, in these other programs that I hopped into, I had kind of an assumption that I'd be working with, the mentor or the coach that had actually sold me on the program, um, whichever program that is. But a lot of these actually, they'll you'll you'll hire them, and then you get passed off to other coaches that you've had never heard of or anything like that.
Mhm.
And so one big thing was working directly with somebody that actually has done it themselves before, and that was you. And it's just like they say, if you want to find success and find it faster, find somebody that's done it before you and follow their lead,
Mhm.
follow their step-by-step instructions. And so
100%.
I would say that's probably number one right there.
100%. Yeah. Facebook user says, great call, Wilson and Eric. Thanks for the great content and the way Wilson has advanced by helping people. It's amazing. Right.
Wonder who that
So,
was.
there's so much love out there for you, my brother. And there's just so many people we can help. Out of billions of people in this world, there's definitely people, at least 1,000 we can connect with, during this process. It's amazing. So, what do you want your reputation to be?
I want my reputation. I want to be known for honesty, integrity, and really just putting people before profits. Obviously, you do hear a lot of people say, well, you can't do nothing without profits, and you know, there's some truth to that. But I want to make some money to make a big impact. It's going to take money to make more money, and it's going to take money to really serve the amount of people that I want to serve throughout my life. But I want to be known for honesty. I want to be known for integrity, for having a pure heart and really desiring to help people achieve something great in their life and not just
Mm-hmm.
be stuck in a corporate job. And that I follow through and that I'm true to my word, that I
Love
make
it.
sure. Yeah.
Love it. It definitely comes out through your content and, when you're, engaging with people, getting on calls with people, most digital marketers, affiliate marketers will not do that. Right. And it's the GOAT method. And that's what, you're using each and every day is building relationships and storytelling and all these different things definitely help get the momentum because not everybody's going to find success in the digital game. But we can definitely increase the odds and the percentage that people will have success for sure. So, I guess at the end of the day, what do you want people to say about you when you leave the room?
Man, I love that guy. I love that guy and I want to be more like him, I love that guy and I want to have a story more like his.
I
But I'll
love it.
tell you, it hasn't been easy. It's taken a lot of hard work. It's taken a lot of dedication. And, I think the so-called gurus out there make it look like you're gonna have all this success within a couple days, and these get rich quick schemes and all this stuff that are out there, and it just ruins the reputation for anything online, for a lot of people. And so what I want to say to folks is it is possible, and there is realness in it, but the thing that's fake is that it's not going to happen overnight. it's
Mhm.
it's not going to happen overnight. Anything that's going to happen potentially overnight is a straight up gamble. You might as well go to Vegas, you
Yeah,
know,
for sure.
like build
Absolutely.
something that's lasting and sustainable, and that can you can build a legacy with, not something that's just going to be fly by night, and build something you enjoy. Don't don't mess with it if it's nothing you enjoy, just
Love
because
it.
it's got supposed dollar signs on it,
100%. Yeah. So what are the 3 biggest problems that you want to help others overcome currently right now?
Well, I would say, for one, analysis paralysis. So, when I started, it was, to really serve the blue collar workers, the construction workers, because they really do and work hard, and I've seen people bleed, I've seen people break their bones, I've seen people get hospitalized, just so that, there can be a structure built, or a road laid down or a bridge built, and um and so, well, I said analysis paralysis, and I went into that. It's totally opposite, but that's totally off key. But what I was trying to say though is like, no, 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 I'm sorry, I've gotten off track there.
No
Um,
worries.
I was reeling it back because, um, well, I just lost that point too. I'm so sorry. So in analysis paralysis is because, yeah, here's where it was. I'm sorry, I'm picking it up. So going into, my gosh, I don't know if it's because I'm live or what, but anyway, I got
Probably.
all these
It's no
thoughts
worries,
going through my
bro.
head.
It's no
Yeah,
worries.
so
The 3 biggest problems that you want to help other people overcome. So number 1 is analysis paralysis.
yes,
The second
analysis
one would be
paralysis. Um, actually getting them in and getting them in and showing them, like literally, if you just take the steps, if you just do the steps, like a lot of people get into these and they start something, but they never finish and they try to skip through to the end and think that's going to help them, but it doesn't. But like actually doing the steps and shoot, man, like I'm so lost right now.
no worries, brother. No worries. It's your first live, but either way, at the end of the day, analysis paralysis, you maybe want to help build belief in people from what I hear. And then, help them
Yes.
along the right. So a lot of people are just, they have the limiting beliefs inside themselves and they don't think they can achieve these, obstacles or these goals, tech, or I'm too old, or I don't have a following. And, you guys throw that out the window because, I didn't have any tech skills. I can only type 20 words a minute right now. But I know how to copy and drag like the best of them. I know how to follow direction. So, having Wilson in your corner would definitely, help you overcome these obstacles. And that's all they are. They're not nothing but an obstacle. And if we can overcome the obstacle, we can definitely grow.
I'm glad you
So
reminded me that too. The belief is definitely one of the things I've discussed with you in the past, is just helping people believe that it is actually possible and that you can do this. You just need the right mentor. You need the right system, somebody that's going to really take you by the hand and show you the actual steps to do. They're not going to do it for you though. You actually have to do the steps, So that is where I was trying to go. So thank you for reminding me of our previous conversation.
No worries, my brother. So what are the biggest before and after claims you can make since joining, working with Inside Passive Income Blueprints in the community?
Well, I mean, one of the biggest things, and it's you know, something a lot of people need, and that's those first big wins, those first few high ticket sales, that because it really does, it shifts something inside your mind, and I've got a pretty strong mindset, I believe, already. But
Mm-hmm.
whenever, and I had sold things online, but nothing high ticket before,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not talking about selling my cars or anything like that. um, I'm talking about like product or service, right? So when that happened, and then another one happened, and then you're like, then I started literally breaking it down. I'm like, really? So all I have to do is have X amount of conversations, each day, and you'll have averages. It's going to be different for everybody because they're different skill levels, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but you break it down to where, like, if I just do X amount of contacts per day, start new conversations, and then that results in actual one-to-one conversations, that's going to turn into X amount of sales per
For
day or
sure.
per week, per month. So,
Mm.
and then it just becomes mathematical, and you're like, that gets exciting for me because, like, you break it down, you're like, this is all I got to do.
Yeah.
Like, literally, it gets a lot easier as time goes on.
And what's crazy though too is as you're helping these individuals, some may take action, but some won't. But the ones that do take action and they have a good, good conversation with you or a good experience with you, those individuals that you are helping, you're stepping outside yourself, they're just going to refer you as the go-to person, right? Because, your avatar is going to be a few chapters below you, the ones that are going to resonate with your story. But as you start helping these individuals, people start chasing you down rather than you chasing people, which is super amazing. So keep on the same track you're on right now, helping individuals, jumping on calls with people, because it will come full circle to where you don't have to do that as much, because people are going to start conversations with you, knowing that you are the like and trust factor of the equation. And that's going to go, it's going to speak volumes for your credibility. As we always have to remember, at the end of the day, people buy from people, not from companies, especially in the online world. Now, there are those unicorns that will put out posts bouncing around, have the same text as 4 other creators did, as far as the exact same post. And they, for some reason, they get lucky and they have unicorns shoved right up their ass is what it is. But not everybody is gifted with whatever that luck may be. And so, if passive income blueprints were to leave and be gone today, not here tomorrow, I have full confidence in you that you'll be able to take what you've learned already, which is just the tip of the iceberg, and actually excel that. It's a process where it's duplicatable, right? And if you were to remove automation out of the equation, all these different things, conversation is so important, especially with what we're doing today. Now, I have a shout out real quick to Jessica and Phil. They were working with us at Passive Income Blueprints. Now they had all that knowledge from other companies, other courses. They jumped in with Passive Income Blueprints, really started crushing it. We brought them in to work with the team. And then within a few short months, they're already, they had the mindset, they had the confidence and the knowledge to go out there and build out their own course or whatever they're doing now. Right. And that just warms my heart to see, working with us inside the team, back in the background, they have the knowledge, confidence, and the understanding how to go do something their own. So they don't even need that company. There's many people out there that ride the coattails of these other companies. And if they were to leave today, that company will leave today. That skill set they acquired of just pointing around the screen, jumping around, whatever, having some text on there, that's not going to work through and throughout. So you're, definitely obtaining skills for long-term sustainability, which is, it's amazing. It is.
Yes,
I've seen you grow so much just after the few months we've known each other.
Well, thank you so much. And that is, you mentioned something, building something of their own. And that is something that I am working on this year, and definitely excited about, building out my own program and everything. And, that's one thing when you get into affiliate marketing and you're like, well, I don't have a course. And some people think, well, I just don't have the knowledge, or I don't have anything to share with anybody, or I don't have anything that's valuable. You're wrong, because you do. You're always 1 or 2 or 3 steps ahead of somebody out there. So it's just the targeting of your right audience, which you teach, and really learning how to speak to them and provide value to them in a way that helps improve their lives. And then once you have a few wins, it's, that there's another mindset shift that happens again there that says, or that tells you, wow, I really can do this, and I really can put together my own program, and I really can charge money for it. Right.
Indeed.
I know people will pay. And I'll tell you, one of the biggest, huge win I had this week, Eric, is I helped a lady out a few days back, and she actually sent me a video testimonial and said in that video testimonial, thanks, and that I really helped her out with blah, 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 whatever. But then she said, if it wasn't for Jeremy calling me today or having that call with me today, I was literally ready to quit and shut my whole business dreams down the goal or down the drain, flush them down the drain. And then she immediately went and implemented that very next day what I had taught her. And within 2 days, she had helped somebody else in a similar fashion that also had sent her a video testimonial thanking her for that. And so then when that starts happening, another thing shifts in your mind. You're like, oh my gosh, like, I'm not just affecting the people that I'm helping. I'm affecting the people that I'm helping that are helping other people that are helping other people. Like it gets big. I mean, you really have an impact. So that creates more like a global impact type situation, and I was just honored and thrilled to death that she shared that with me.
Yeah, I'm glad that you brought that up, because my mentor taught me, when you're going through the valley of despair, you feel like you don't have any worth, you don't know what you're talking about. When you start feeling like that, to overcome that is actually go help somebody. And when you're helping that individual, just give them your full undivided attention, whatever that, you're not going to gatekeep anything. Let them go out there and take action on what you taught. And what happens is it reinforces to ourselves subconsciously that we do have worth, that we are able to help somebody. And, we can be that authority figure. So I've done that throughout my whole time, 3 years of being online. And when I start feeling down, I'll jump on a call with somebody or whatever, just to help them out, just to see that light bulb go off, to reinforce that I do know what I do know. And a big factor of, I think, why people struggle with these courses that they buy, because they go in there and they get analysis paralysis, or they're just going there and do the freaking full course and not implement as they go. So this is a word of advice to everybody that's into a course right now, not inside PIB. You might be an ENTRE, legendary marketer, brand. It doesn't matter where you're at. As you learn it, go teach it. Learn it and teach it. Learn it and implement it every single day. And I promise you, I don't care what course it is, if you're taking just parts of that course and immediately going to implement it, you will see much more growth in your businesses. I promise you, hands down, because we will lose 90% of what we retain within 24 hours after going through it, right? So that's why it's really important not to speed through the course, get to the end, because it's not a race, right? It's a marathon. It can happen quicker than most people, lead to think, but at the end of the day, learn it and teach it. It's so powerful.
Yeah, and I'd love to add something to that too, and that is, learn it, implement it, and then go teach it.
Yes, sir.
So, because if you teach it, that's where it gets ingrained in your mind, and it
Yep.
becomes secondary knowledge. Like you could just spit your knowledge right off the tip of your tongue.
Yes, sir.
So,
It's so important. So, what do you admire about PIB, and that you are, and are you emulating that quality? So, what do you admire about PIB, and are you emulating that quality?
you just made me feel better about stumbling earlier. So
No, that's all right. I had these rubber bands
Hey,
in, and
it just
some words are tough.
oh, I know, man. That just goes to shows we're human, we're authentic, man, we're real. Like,
Mm-hmm.
anyway, what I admire about PIB is and you yourself, Eric, and Anthony and Kevin, Kenny. I'm sorry, Kenny. Um, is that you guys show up, man. I mean, you guys show up more than anybody I've ever seen. Like you really care about your clients. You care about your students, and you care about the success that they have. And it's sad when you see people that don't actually implement the steps, which is one of the first things you start training them on.
Yeah.
So that they can't blame anybody for that, but yeah, you guys show up. You show up for those that implement. You show up for those that take the steps, and when there's a question. I mean, it's not just you three; it's the community too, because there's so many members in the community that have actually gotten more advanced and more knowledgeable, and they're doing well too. And they stay involved in the community, all the time, 24/7. When there's questions coming in from newer folks and stuff like that, or even some of the folks that have been in a while that just get stuck somewhere, because it happens.
Mm-hmm.
Man, those answers are just boom, boom, boom. They're just fired away right then and there. Like and it's amazing. And but like for you three yourselves, I mean, you're doing all the calls every week. You got calls throughout the entire week. Then you've got your 5-day business builder challenge. Then you got your free trainings that you do, in the evenings on Wednesdays, which are happening, folks. So if you haven't been on one, I invite you to come check one out. It's free, so hit me up for the link, and I'll be happy to send it to you. And the business builder challenge is only $1. I think it should be a lot more than that, honestly. As a matter of fact, if I were going to do something similar, I'd probably want to charge like $2,500 for it. No joke, because there's just so much value that comes out of it, and so much energy that you guys pour into it, and so many people that you help all at once during those 5-day business builder challenge. I mean, that's a lot, man. That's a lot. And so I think people undervalue it just because it's $1.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so anyway, if you guys are interested at all in building an online business, anybody that's watching this right now, jump on this 5-day business builder challenge. Like check it out. It's $1. And if you don't get any value after going through the full 5 days, then I'm sure Eric will give you your dollar back, and I'll even double your money. I'll give you $1 back, because it's just
Yeah.
ridiculous. But it does weed out the the tire kickers in a sense, because, you know, that's when I say tire kickers, those are the people I define as, you know, the ones that are just trying to get rich quick, find some kind of thing to throw some money at, and it's just going to rain money on them. And it just doesn't happen.
Or the T-Rexes, right?
The T-Rexes, yeah. But for those that are serious, I mean, and there's so many people, I was blown away too, because, you know, there's a lot of people that were in there before I got in, even from several of the courses I'd been in the past. And there's more coming in all the time, because people are seeing results, and they're seeing, like, I get hit up now because I like to post my results, and it's not to brag. It's just to show that, hey, you know, like, that was one of my key points there, is showing people that it can happen, like helping them have that belief that it can happen for them. And that's the reason why I post these results. It's not bragging. It's not, you know, trying to pump me up in any way. It's just saying, hey folks, it's here. It's real. Finally found something that works. Jump on board, or keep working your 9 to 5, you know?
Right. For sure. So what do you do, or what do you know that can help somebody else?
What do I do, or what do I know? Man, that's a big question right there. Because what do I do, or what do I know that can help somebody else? So that kind of depends on what stage you are, what stage you're in. So if you're in the stage, you know, if you're out there and you're in that stage where you're a hardworking person, you know, you've already gotten the point where you make good money, similar to myself, like I was when I was in construction, but you're pouring in tons of hours, you know, 50, 60, 70 hours a week, or you're having to travel for work all over the place, and it's just eating up all your time throughout a week, every given week, to where you hardly have time for your kids, you hardly have time for your wives, you hardly have time for any other family member, and definitely no time for friends or even yourself. That's unhealthy. It's unhealthy. Like, that's what I want to get across to people. And there is a better way, and it can be done. So find somebody that's done it before you, you know, find somebody that you relate to, and hire them as a mentor, hire them as a coach, and then simply start implementing their steps, their processes, to help you get to where they are. Did I
Super
answer your question,
powerful.
or did I get
Yeah,
off?
we did. Absolutely. No, you're fine. So we have just a few more questions here, and we're going to wrap it up. And I'm going to put out your social. So, I guess, since you brought up the 5-day business builder challenge, what has been your experience through the 5-day business builder challenge? Like, what can people expect for $1? And we will, by the way, not this time, but next time we're raising the price. Just let you know, the price is going up. We're going to start at 27. We had our challenge one time at 47 and 97 for VIP. So I just wanted to give everybody the opportunity, because we see so much struggle out there after people literally spend $100,000 to try to learn this and barely make anything out of it. So at the end of the day, what is your big takeaway from the challenge, since you brought that up in the 5-day, which is starting on the 24th? What is your biggest takeaway from that, from the 5-day business builder challenge?
I'd say my biggest takeaway was one, it cut out a lot of the fluff. I mean, that was one of the biggest things. Like, because matter of fact, if you recall, on our first actual phone call together, or Zoom call that you and I had, you know, I told you, I was like, I'm sick and tired of the fluff. I want to get down to brass tacks. I want to get down to the money making activities. I've already taken bukus of courses on mindset and things like that. I need to get in and start making some wins. And
Sure.
and that's, even if nothing else, just for the simple fact of sustaining the business, you know. So I would say that was part of it. And then also, what I took away from there was just seeing the passion from you guys, and your passion to really help people, you know, in the same, you got the same heart that I have, you know, when you really just want to, you got a goal of helping so many people in the world before you kick the bucket, right?
Sure.
And that shines through, you know, and you just, the amount of energy you pour in. I mean, I'm a pretty energetic person, but I don't know if I have that kind of energy. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and I've even asked you, I was like, hey, when do you sleep? You know? And then the other thing is just like the community, just seeing the community come together and really stand out, even during the 5-day business builder challenge, like before people even get into your main program, the roadmap. there's the communities jumping in and helping the folks that are just in the 5-day challenge, and helping them out big time,
Awesome.
and then of course the structure of it, I guess, where you really just go in and you show them exactly like you're on a certain topic, like mindset one day, or the first day, just kind of going into like what to expect when you're starting. Like if somebody was to come in and start a business brand new and never started a business in their life before, much less online, and there is a difference, just really setting those expectations, letting people know, instead of just being like, oh, here's everything my course does, go buy it. You're like, no, here's the expectations. It's either for you or it's not, plain and simple. And if it is, then we'll help you through it. And then there you go.
Love it. So what would you say to somebody right now that's either watching this or on the replay, on the live, that is possibly on the fence of joining PIB and taking action? And if anybody jumps into PIB today, I want everybody to go to Jeremy to actually get signed up, and we'll post his socials in just a second. But what would you say to anybody that's on the fence of joining PIB right now?
Man, I'd say if you're on the fence, first off, like, I'd love to know why you're on the fence, I'd love to know what it is that you're looking to accomplish, or what your fear is, or what your problem is that you're having. And matter of fact, I'd be happy to have a one-to-one call to help you figure that out. And if it's not for you, I mean, like I said, there's no fluff here. We want people in this program that are actually going to work to help improve their own lives and their own businesses. And so if that's you, then we're probably a good fit. And the Business Builder Challenge really just shows you what's possible inside of working with, myself and Eric and his team and the whole PIB factory. Probably never been called that before, have you?
PIB factory. We're pumping out star affiliates left and right.
Yeah, but in all sincerity, I mean, like, if you're on the fence, there's a reason. You've either been burned before, from another program, or you've bought into other courses like I had, and you spent bukus of money over the years, or over the past months or weeks or days, and you just feel robbed. And so now you're cautious. You're overly cautious. But the thing is like you're investing in yourself. So like you can't quit on yourself, right? But the best way, there's really no one size fits all answer to that. The best way to get over that answer, or to get over that problem of being stuck on the fence, watch out for splinters, by the way, is to simply jump on a call and have a one-to-one call with somebody like myself, somebody like Eric, and really, like, ask your questions, and, let us know what your problems are, and then let us see if we actually have a solution for you. And if we're a right fit. If we're not a right fit, then we'll help you find somebody or something else that is. But if you are a right fit, then we're going to suggest, moving forward with us, and let us help you get started. And not only get started, but let us help you get some wins.
That's what it's all about. So we do have a 5-day Business Builder Challenge coming up. It's on March 24th is kickoff. That's Sunday. And then it's going to run all the way for that entire week, I believe, till the 28th, I think it is, or 29th. Let me look. So kickoff is going to be the 24th, and the last day is going to be the 29th. If you want more information on the 5-day Business Builder Challenge, yes, it is only $1, and VIP is free. But we want to give as many people as opportunity as possible to, get their money back, get their time back, whatever it may be, recoup that investment you've already made, or just to help you start the online journey. We're definitely here for you. So we got Jeremy, or Mr. Wilson's Facebook profile here. If you want to check him out, it's / Jeremy David Wilson. And that is on Facebook. If you just go to facebook.com, put in / Jeremy David Wilson, you can find him there. He also has a group that he's currently filling right now of like-minded individuals. And it's the same thing. Go to facebook.com / groups / peer progression. And that's where you can find Jeremy as well. And if you also want to find him on TikTok, you can find him at tiktok.com / Jeremy Wilson's marketing. You can find him
Jeremy Wilson is marketing.
Jeremy Wilson is marketing. There you go. You can find him on TikTok. So make sure you reach out to Jeremy either during or after this interview if you cannot find those links or you can't find him on any of the socials, then feel free to drop a comment inside of the chat, and Jeremy over the next couple of days or weeks, whatever, will follow up with you guys accordingly. And so we also have him on Instagram. I didn't put all 10 or 15 links you gave me. I just put the 4 major ones, but he also has an Instagram page. So he's omnipresent. He's on multiple platforms. If you have any questions, any concerns, if you're struggling right now to build your online business, if you invested in other companies, I tell you what, Jeremy's done the same thing, about $120,000 worth, until he found some success with inside PIB. So please reach out to Jeremy. If you have any questions about the challenge, our free trainings that we do monthly, reach out to Wilson, pick his brain, whatever it may be. But we're looking for people that are motivated, right? We do qualify on who actually comes into the program. So it doesn't matter if you have $20,000 to throw at me. I'm not going to accept your money if I don't think it's going to be a good fit. It's going to be a win-win. So at the end of the day, Jeremy, if you want to take us out, man, it's been great meeting with you today on this live interview. I'm sure we'll do it again. But congratulations again on your wins. Congratulations on becoming member of the month for PIB, and just keep doing what you're doing, man. So go ahead and take us out. Go give some kind words, some value, whatever you want to do. Go ahead and drop some bombs, bro.
Okay. And just to add to what he said, as far as contacting me, if you guys want to contact me, one of the best places to do that is through Facebook Messenger. Because I check that on a daily basis. So that would be a great place right there. But yeah, I want to thank everybody that got on here today to check out this story. It's a big honor to me, and it was fun, even though I flubbed up a little bit there. But it just shows I'm human, right? So shows all of us make mistakes, but we got to push through them and keep on trucking. And if you got a dream, if you got a desire to get out there and do something big for your life, and you've been putting it off, dude, I'm 50 this year. I put it off like I did the wrong thing growing up. I was chasing money, not my passion. I was chasing money over people, and now it's switched for me. This has been a great experience for me, and it's turned into a desire to truly help people and to truly build something that I'm passionate about. And that's exactly what we do here. Is we help people build a profitable business around your own passions that you can be passionate about, and that you can go out and help others, because that's the type of people we attract. And so I'm just gonna beg you not to give up on yourself. Don't do it. Don't give up on yourself. You can do it. And whether it's Eric or me or not any of us, there's a lot of great people out there, but make sure you interview those folks like nobody's business before you spend your money, your hard-earned money. And make sure that when you hire a mentor, make sure that the mentor that you hire is actually going to be the one that teaches you, right? Not where they're just like subbing it out to somebody else. Because I can guarantee you, just for an quick analogy, and then I'll let you go. But I can guarantee you, just from a construction standpoint, being a contractor myself in the past, I would hire subcontractors. And let's say I'm building a really nice, beautiful building or a house or doing custom work or something like that. The subcontractors never do the same quality as what the actual contractor does.
100%.
And so, yeah, so it's the same in the online world, the same in the coaching and the mentorship world. If you hire somebody that subs out their stuff to somebody else, then more than likely you're not going to get the quality coaching and mentorship that you need. So thank you guys for joining us today. I greatly appreciate it. Look forward to meeting you. Look forward to getting your messages. And if you have any questions, hit me or Eric up, and we'll be happy to get you answered.
Hit up Jeremy, not me. I'm leaving for the weekend, so he's gonna have. So yeah, hit up Jeremy if you want to get inside the 5-day business builder challenge. You want more information on the upcoming free training that we have on Wednesday. Reach out to Jeremy Wilson. You have his Facebook information right here. Pick his brain if you're struggling. If you feel like giving up, if you just want this to work so bad, you just have not found the proper method. Well, we have something called the GOAT method, and you'll learn more about that inside the 5-day business builder challenge. It's $1 starting on the 24th. Reach out to Jeremy, Mr. Wilson, to get more information on that. So again, thank you, Jeremy, so much for your time today. Thank you for jumping on with us, and thank you for all of the hard work you've been putting into the community. It's definitely not going to be unrecognized. So appreciate you, man.
Thank you too, Eric. I wouldn't be here without you.
All right, brother. Well, I'll see you in the back stage or whatever. But yeah, have a blessed day. I'm gonna go a little intro out, and then we'll see you on the inside.
All right, brother. Love you, man.
Love you,
Love
too,
you
brother.
guys too. Love
All
yourselves.
right.
See you.
Peace, brother. All right, that's a wrap up for another client spotlight. Now we have the GOAT show, which we'll be bringing back in the next month or so. So where I go live once a week at least, provide value, bring students on, other creators, other authorities inside the space. So once again, my name is Eric Forner, the CEO of Passive Income Blueprints. I hope everyone has a blessed weekend. Stay safe, stay hungry, and see how many people we can help this month, right? All right. So with that being said, I will see you guys on the inside.